A day following Donald Trump's statement supporting Saudi Arabia and making it abundantly clear that the United States will remain an ally to Saudi Arabia even after the murder of a Washington Post journalist named Jamal Khashoggi, Donald Trump is now thanking Saudi Arabia specifically for lower oil prices. Now, he had tweeted about this, writing, "Oil prices getting lower, great, like a big tax cut for America and the world. Enjoy. $54 was just $82. Thank you to Saudi Arabia, but let's go lower." Now, let's do a little bit of fact checking before we get into the broader issue here, which is his undying support for Saudi Arabia. The national average price of gasoline was $2.62 per gallon Monday, and that's according to AAA. That's actually the highest since 2014.
Oops.
Yeah, so not lower. Also, Trump's tweet actually compared two different oil price benchmarks. So West Texas Intermediate crude oil, a United States benchmark, closed in trading at about $54. Brent crude, an international benchmark, was at $82. As recent as October, Brent has recently traded at an about $11 premium to West Texas Intermediate.
But I'm sure Trump knew all that.
Yeah, doesn't know anything. And it's going to be even clearer in the video that you're about to watch.
It's all about, for me, very simple. It's America first. Saudi Arabia, if we broke with them, I think your oil prices would go through the roof. I've kept them down. They've helped me keep them down. Right now we have low oil prices, or relatively. I'd like to see it go down even lower. And I'm not going to tell a country that's spending hundreds of billions of dollars and has helped me do one thing very importantly, keep oil prices down so that they're not going to $100 and $150 a barrel. Right now, we have oil prices in great shape. I'm not going to destroy the world economy, and I'm not going to destroy the economy for our country by being foolish with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is probably the second biggest oil producer. They've worked with us very well. We've kept oil prices down. If you want to see oil prices go to $150 a barrel, like, by the way, Russia would love to see that, all you have to do is break up our relationship with Saudi Arabia.
So Saudi Arabia, contrary to what Trump said in that clip, is the third largest oil producer behind the United States and Russia.
You would think that a guy who said America first would know that America's actually first in that category.
Right.
We're not first in a lot of categories that they pretend we're first in, like healthcare. We vary between 27 and 37 in the world. But in production of oil, we're number one. But he doesn't know that. He thinks, oh no, it's all the Saudis.
Well, Rand Paul had some strong words for Trump, and I want to give you those words. He says the president indicates that Saudi Arabia is the lesser of two evils compared to Iran, and so the US won't punish Saudi Arabia for the brutal killing and dismemberment of a dissident journalist in their consulate. I disagree. I'm pretty sure this statement is Saudi Arabia first, not America first.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, but Republicans are all talk. Rand Paul, for all of his strong language, especially in regard to his opposition to foreign policy carried out by Republicans like Trump, he still goes ahead and votes with Trump the vast majority of the time.
Yeah. So a little bit more on the substance here. So for a little while, when Obama was president early on, Fox News went on a rant about how the gas prices were too high and it was Obama's fault. And then they dropped precipitously, and for a great number of reasons, some having to do with Obama, but a lot not having to do with Obama. It's just geopolitical circumstances and other factors that go into oil prices. And what's curious is that Fox News and the Republicans did not come back out and go, well, the gas prices are way lower now under Obama, so I guess it's because of him. Congratulations to Obama. No, it's preposterous. So the gas prices have been very high under Donald Trump. So did Fox News and the Republicans go, hey, man, Donald Trump is really screwing this up. Gas prices are way too high. No, the minute they drop a little bit, and crude is different than gas prices that you're paying at the pump, so it might take a little while, et cetera. So crude prices drop a little bit while gas prices are still high. And when they do, they're like, aha, you see that? It was because of Trump. But why didn't he do it 2 years earlier? Wait, a year and a half earlier, a year earlier? Why did he wait? Because it really doesn't have much to do with the president. So you can't give credit or fault much to Obama or Trump. But the way that they use it politically is preposterous. and it's for people who don't know anything and don't even think it through. They're like, wait, didn't I pay really low gas prices under Obama?
Right.
Like they just never think of anything, and they just like, oh, okay, there was that one moment on Obama when there was high gas prices. It's his fault. Okay, now the gas prices have been way higher under Trump, generally speaking, but it's somehow not Donald Trump's fault.
Well, it's funny because I think that a lot of Americans, based on the way gas prices have been covered by the media, will blame the president, which is why Trump does care a lot about the gas prices. He also cares a lot about the Federal Reserve raising interest rates because that does lower the markets. The markets fluctuate a lot more when that happens. And so Trump doesn't want to be blamed for any of that. Now, with that said, though, I just want to make a point about how I don't want the United States to be, dragged through the mud or I don't want us. Look, for lack of a better word, I don't want to be any other country's bitch. And right now, that is what we are in regard to Saudi Arabia because of this oil dependency.
In fact, that's literally what Tulsi Gabbard just said in a speech today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, as she said, Trump has become Saudi Arabia's bitch. Now, that's a pretty strong statement from a United States Congresswoman, but then Tulsi Gabbard's pretty strong.
Absolutely. So wouldn't it be much better if we were self-reliant and we focused more on developing renewable energy sources as opposed to doing whatever the Saudi royals want us to do?
So which leads me to my final point. They said that Obama went on an apology tour throughout the world. And here's this Trump now, after this fundamentalist government decapitates and dismembers journalists living in the US, thanks them.
Yep.
Point number 2 about that. Isn't this in some sense negotiating with terrorists?
Absolutely.
He's saying, wait a minute, we'd have higher oil prices, we'd have to pay more, and I don't want to pay more, so I'll let these guys behead anyone they like.
It's actually worse than that because there was no negotiation. He didn't even negotiate. It's immediate concession. It's immediate excuses for the Saudis after they've committed a horrible crime.
Yeah, so this is the strong leader you like? So instead of protecting people who live here in America, he allows a Muslim fundamentalist government that's dictatorial and has an insane, strict fundamentalist view of Islam to dismember people, and then says to them, thank you for helping us with lower oil prices. And by the way, Saudi Arabia does affect oil prices to some degree, but they're not the sole people who control oil prices. It's a giant worldwide market with a confluence of events that go into it. But this simpleton thinks, oh yeah, that's okay, I let them dismember the guy, and that's why our prices are lower. It's both stupid and immoral. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.